A discovery. Fragments of a biblical scroll, along with other relics, have been found in desert caves in Israel.
It's over 50 degrees in here right now, with about 90% humidity. The reason it's so hot in this cave is that it lies on a fault, and underneath that fault...
In the infinite depths of our planet lie ancient mysteries awaiting discovery.
One thing about caves is they're underground, they're unseen. Well, religion is about unseen things.
Hidden in the dark crevices of mystical caves, they have the power to rewrite history or challenge our understanding of the world. Join us as we show you 15 of the strangest things ever found in caves. Number 15. Cannibalism in Goya Cave. Excavations conducted in the late 19th and 20th centuries within Goya Cave in Belgium uncovered a wealth of Neanderthal bones and some of the oldest tools. But when forensic analysis was done on the bones, it revealed a chilling secret: evidence of cannibalism. Many individuals were deliberately processed and consumed by other Neanderthals. Microscopic studies revealed cut marks from stone tools on skulls, arm bones, shin bones, and mandibles that match disarticulation, defleshing, and extraction of bone marrow for consumption. Vertebrae displayed distinct cut marks from removing back muscles. Arm and leg bones showed signs of meticulously separating joints to dismember the body. Skull fragments and mandibles clearly exhibited cuts along the base to free the tongue muscles and access the brain matter. Overall, the butchering wounds conclusively reflect the skinning, dismembering, and consuming of entire bodies, unequivocal clues of cannibalistic behaviors. While shocking and grisly to modern sensibilities, scenes of cannibalism are known from numerous ancient cultures around the world. Explanations for its practice depend greatly on context and range from ritual mortuary behavior displaying dominance over enemies to simple nutritional survival during famine. For the Neanderthals of Goyet, most researchers propose that cannibalism occurred infrequently and was related to food scarcity during harsh glacial periods. Whatever its ultimate reasons, we do know that processing and ingesting the flesh of their own kind was an intrinsic part of Neanderthal behavior at this site. Though stomach-turning today, our ancestors inhabited a ruthless Pleistocene world that often called for drastic survival strategies spanning the extremes of human behavior. The caverns of Goyet offer a portal into our shared primal history. Number 14. The fire mummies. Imagine discovering mummified human remains that have been charred to a blackened crisp or even reduced completely to ash. This isn't a scene of a mob execution or volcanic disaster, but instead evidence of an ancient, mysterious, ritualistic funerary tradition carried out in remote caves. This process is known as the Kabayan mummies or fire mummies. For centuries, indigenous Filipino groups like the Ibaloy and Kalanguya followed customs of deliberate fire mummification after death, guided by unique spiritual views, sending ancestors into the afterlife through flame. The lengthy mortuary ritual began by removing abdominal organs and then scrubbing and drying the corpse with bamboo implements. Next, the body was arranged in a flexed fetal-like position on a death chair inside a tree trunk coffin. Beneath and above the corpse, hot river stones heated on a fire were placed to gradually roast the remains. Smoke from slow-burning timbers escaped through small holes while heat desiccated the tissues over months of roasting. This process imparted the mummy's characteristic brown and black coloration externally and inside the trachea and gut via penetrating smoke fumes. Lastly, the preserved mummy was dressed in traditional attire and wrapped in reed mats before placing in a cave sanctuary. Offerings were made to the mummified elders who were respected as living spirits, protecting descendants. Archaeological evidence dates the Kabayan mummies from 1100 to 1400 CE, though oral tradition suggests greater antiquity. Over 300 intact mummies have been found, many sporting elaborate tattoos linking spirits, nature, and community. Their unique funerary tradition honors Ibaloy's spiritual beliefs while preserving tangible bonds between the living and ancestors. The Kabayan mummies remain an inspiring testament to the ingenuity and the enduring power of heritage. Number 13. Real Hobbits. In 2003, archaeologists uncovered remnants of a diminutive species of extinct human on Indonesia's island of Flores that rewrote scientific understanding of our early ancestry. Found within Liang Bua Cave, the skeletal remains earned the nickname Hobbits for their tiny stature, reaching just 3 feet tall as adults. Originally named Homo floresiensis, These hobbits likely descended from an isolated population of Homo erectus marooned on Flores approximately 1 million years ago. Studies of the partial skeletons reveal distinctly non-human attributes. Their skulls feature an unusually flat shape and primitively small brain size akin to earlier hominins. However, hobbit anatomy also displays traits consistent with more advanced humans, including erect bipedal posture, dexterous hands capable of tool use, and sharpened molars. Stone tools scattered around liang bois verify their ability to craft sophisticated weapons. Despite being tiny, analysis shows they were accomplished hunters who cooperatively brought down pygmy elephants and other large prey. While some argue the hobbit remains represent deformed modern humans, most evidence indicates they were indeed a separate species. Supporters point to the numerous anatomical ways they differ in their bones and teeth from us and Homo erectus. Exactly how they came to shrink so drastically in size remains debated, though island dwarfism explains their stature. This discovery expands the range of diversity that once existed amongst different human species, revealing the possibilities evolution can produce given sufficient time and isolation. Though extinct today, fingerprints of the Flores real hobbits exist in the DNA of modern Australasians. Number 12. Romania's Mummified Cave. Our planet harbors endless mysteries beneath its surface. Cut off from sunlight and contact with the outside environment for 5.5 million years, Romania's Mummified Cave concealed a world that shocked and astonished scientists. This cave was discovered in 1986 near the coast of the Black Sea during construction work for a power plant. Venturing inside, explorers were met with perpetual darkness, scarce oxygen, and air permeated with carbon dioxide, methane, and hydrogen sulfide. By all indications, Mummified Cave should be devoid of life, but a closer look revealed the opposite. To the shock of biologists, Mummified Cave teemed with exotic life forms including spiders, insects, and crustaceans uniquely adapted to the harsh conditions. Many creatures lacked eyes and pigmentation. Slime-coated walls nurtured mats of chemosynthetic microbes that formed the base of a complex food web. Scientists realized Mummified Cave contained the first ever entirely land-based ecosystem relying not on sunlight, but chemical energy from gas conversion by bacteria. This alien habitat had evolved in total isolation for millions of years. Like the peculiar life swarming around deep-sea hydrothermal vents, Mummified's inhabitants flourished in permanent darkness and extreme chemistry that would instantly kill surface species. This bizarre ecosystem operates independently of photosynthesis, an astonishing feat of nature. While beautiful, Mummified Cave's atmosphere is toxic to humans without masks due to high hydrogen sulfide levels. Much remains undiscovered in its depths, with more weird species awaiting revelation. For now, Mummified Cave offers a glimpse of life's incredible tenacity, thriving in realms once considered uninhabitable, expanding concepts of habitability on Earth and beyond. Number 11. Baby dragons. The extensive karst cave networks of Slovenia are home to an elusive yet utterly unique subterranean creature, the Olm, an eel-like aquatic salamander nicknamed the human fish. Blind and adapted to total darkness, these pale cave dwellers have retained a curious baby dragon appearance over millions of years spent hidden in Europe's depths. Reaching up to a foot in length, the Olm inhabits freshwater pools and underground rivers within caves, never venturing to the surface. They sport a ghostly white complexion and neotenic features, including feathery external gills. With their tiny eyes, Olms are blind, using sensory tentacles to detect prey. Remaining in larval form their whole life, they are neotenic creatures, retaining youthful qualities like external gills. Olm's lifespan can exceed a century. Found only in Slovenia, Italy, and Croatia, Olms are well suited to subterranean life. Their flesh is permeated with calcium deposits that protect them from freezing. Their frugal metabolism can go without food for years. When Olms breed, females lay up to 70 eggs. Hatching is a momentous event, as Olm reproduction is slow. Recently, over 20 baby Olms emerged in a Slovenian cave to the delight of researchers. These tiny white dragons represent hope for the Olm's future amidst threats like pollution and habitat disturbance. Their generations belong to the depths, a living thread binding us to Earth's lost worlds. Number 10. The Paris Catacombs. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies a shadowy parallel realm holding the remains of over 6 million souls. This is the Empire of the Dead, known as the Paris Catacombs, a subterranean ossuary housing centuries of bones from the city's cemeteries. The catacombs contain the largest grave anywhere in the world, with endless corridors of neatly stacked skulls and femurs. Their origins stretch back over 1,000 years. In the Middle Ages, Paris's central Les Innocents cemetery became grossly overcrowded, contributing to disease outbreaks. By the 1700s, the smell of decay from shallow graves contaminated entire neighborhoods. In 1786, authorities decided to close Les Innocents, transferring its remains to abandoned tunnels beneath the city streets. For over a decade, nightly processions of black-veiled carts transported skeletons to new underground resting places. Rails were built to easily transport bones down stairways into former limestone quarries that became ossuaries. Skulls and bones were meticulously stacked in patterns according to collection date. Legends claim the catacombs hold the remains of notables like Jean de La Fontaine and Robespierre. The catacombs contain only a small portion of Paris's underground tunnels, spanning over 180 miles in length. Though illegal, groups of urban explorers called cataphiles frequently sneak into off-limits sections closed since 1955 due to vandalism. The legal tour stretches 1.5 miles, containing just 2% of the tunnels. While only a fraction of the dead, the catacombs stand as a macabre yet monumental achievement of funerary architecture, respecting and organizing innumerable forgotten Parisians at rest beneath the city's dynamism and vivacity. Number 9. A mummified Native American. In the early months of the War of 1812, an astonishing discovery occurred that caused a stir amongst the local settler community. Rather than some ancient artifact, it was the perfectly preserved remains of an ancient Native American woman. Unearthed deep inside a cave in Kentucky called the Salts Cave, this mummy was found seated with her head tilted forward in death. Her original identity and circumstances remained a mystery, but speculation swirled that she was once a powerful priestess or leader among her people. As word of the unusual mummy spread, the landowner, John Ward, eagerly displayed it as a tourist attraction in his home. Decades later, in 1869, the woman's body was donated to the Southern Kentucky Medical Society, where it remained on display in their museum library. In the 1890s, efforts were finally made to provide the mummy with a proper archaeological examination. French anthropologist Maurice Delors interpreted the remains as being pre-Columbian, based on the style of interment and artifacts. He called her an Aztec princess, though modern scholars conclude she was likely Shawnee. In the 1920s, the mummy was transported to Cincinnati, where X-rays revealed a likely cause of death, a trauma-induced brain hemorrhage from an injury near her ear. After years of questionable handling and treatment, the mummy was finally acquired by the Smithsonian Museum in 1973, where she was officially dubbed Lady of the Woods, or Great Shell Woman. She remains one of only a handful of uncontested pre-Columbian mummies in existence from the eastern woodlands. For 200 years, her preserved body has captivated curiosity seekers as an enigmatic remnant of forgotten native peoples. Even in death, her enduring power and dignity cannot be extinguished. Number 8. The Hellfire Caves. Carved deep beneath the chalk hills of West Wickham, England, lies the Hellfire Caves, a man-made network of subterranean tunnels and chambers steeped in mystery and folklore. 300 feet underground, this cavern complex has captured the imagination of occult enthusiasts for centuries. Legends swirl of pagan rituals, secret society meetings, and hauntings within its dimly lit interior. The Hellfire Caves were excavated in the 1750s under the direction of Sir Francis Dashwood, founder of the Hellfire Club. This exclusive society consisted of high-ranking politicians, aristocrats, and intellectuals who rejected traditional morality. Little is known of their activities within the caves, giving rise to wild speculation. Reports describe gatherings where members dressed in robes and drank heavily, partaking in mock rituals and cavorting with prostitutes. Ghostly sightings over the years, including phantom monks and eerie voices, reinforced the cave's reputation as a paranormal hotspot. One enduring legend tells of a young woman named Suki, who was tricked and abandoned underground by her lover while hiding from a storm. Her anguished screams echo through the caverns today. However, definitive evidence linking the Hellfire Club and supernatural events is scarce. While the caves were occasionally used for meetings, their primary function was probably the mining of chalk and flint. Despite scant documentation of actual rituals, the Hellfire Caves' nefarious mystique endures, drawing visitors eager to glimpse the shadowy haunts of long-dead libertines. Number 7. the Man of Altamura. In the depths of the Longu cave located near the city of Altamura in southern Italy, a remarkable discovery was made in 1993 that unveiled the mysteries of our ancient human relatives. This extraordinary finding was a remarkably well-preserved skeleton of a Neanderthal man who lived approximately 170,000 years ago. The skeleton was given the name the Man of Altamura, and has provided researchers with an unprecedented opportunity to study and understand the anatomy, lifestyle, and origins of Neanderthal humans. The skeleton was discovered embedded within layers of limestone and stalactites in a deep karstic cavity within the cave. This fortunate accident of geology allowed the skeleton to remain largely undisturbed and encased within the calcite deposits. However, it also presented challenges for scientists hoping to thoroughly analyze the remains, as they wished to avoid causing any damage to the fragile bones. Only the head and part of the shoulder of the Man of Altamura have been exposed, while the rest of the skeleton remains enclosed within the rock. Despite these difficulties, small bone samples were extracted, which allowed successful DNA testing, providing a wealth of information. With an estimated stature of 5 feet 5 inches, the Man of Altamura possessed many archetypal Neanderthal traits, including a sloping forehead, strong brow ridges, and a prognathic face. However, some peculiarities set him apart, including massive cheekbones and skull features unseen in other Neanderthal finds. Using radiocarbon dating methods, the skeleton has been dated to between 172,000 years and 130,000 years old. This makes the Man of Altamura the oldest Neanderthal skeleton ever discovered that has yielded extractable DNA samples. This DNA evidence has enabled intriguing comparisons between Neanderthals and modern humans, revealing that we share a common ancestor from around 800,000 years ago. The remains of the Man of Altamura allow us to glimpse the lives of Neanderthals who once inhabited Europe during the Pleistocene epoch. From his bones, scientists have learned details about his diet, mobility, and potential causes of death. Isotopic studies suggest he consumed a diet heavy on meat. His thigh bones reveal traces of trauma possibly caused by falls, indicating a highly mobile lifestyle. By studying this skeleton, researchers continue piecing together the Neanderthal story and our shared human history. The Man of Altamura provides a direct, tangible link to our distant past and our ancient ancestors. Number 6. The Cave of Crystals. In 2000, miners searching for new ore deposits deep beneath the Nika Mountain in Chihuahua, Mexico, stumbled upon a hidden marvel, a cavern filled with monumental selenite crystals, deemed the Cave of Crystals. What they discovered inside a cave shocked the whole world. Lying 984 feet underground, this cave resembles a scene straight from a fantasy novel with its towering gypsum formations. Reaching up to 39 feet in height and weighing 55 tons, these translucent crystalline beams are unlike anything found on Earth's surface. Some crystals are thick enough for a person to walk across. Enthusiasts have compared it to Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Unfortunately, direct access for tourists remains impossible as the cave's environment is extremely hazardous with its stifling 122 degrees Fahrenheit heat and 100% humidity. Even scientists are restricted, but remote probes have revealed more of this subterranean crystal kingdom. So how did this unique cave form? Beneath the mountain, magma intruded close to the surface around 26 million years ago, uplifting the land. This magma later provided heat to warm the cave's water. For tens of thousands of years, the cave was completely flooded with mineral-rich, heated groundwater. The water contained high amounts of a mineral called anhydrite, which remained stable above 136 degrees Fahrenheit. However, as the water cooled over time, the anhydrite dissolved and began solidifying into gypsum crystals. The Cave of Crystals lies above the magma chamber, which maintained the water at the ideal 122 degrees Fahrenheit to 136 degrees Fahrenheit temperature range for the anhydrite to transform into gypsum. This allowed the monstrous crystals to gradually grow over 500,000 years, unattained by changes in temperature or composition. These special conditions enabled the crystals to swell to their colossal sizes, making the cave a true one-of-a-kind natural marvel. While too dangerous to open for tourism, scientists continue to unveil more of its secrets, adding pieces to the puzzle of this crystalline realm's formation. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. In 2017, a group of archaeologists was exploring caves in northern Mexico when they stumbled upon a cave blocked by a massive stone. After finally gaining access inside, what they discovered inside a cave shocked the whole world. The team found humanoid footprints as expected, but intermixed were smaller, unfamiliar prints distinctly non-human in appearance. Venturing deeper into the winding cave passages, they allegedly spotted a strange, seemingly unnatural object totally out of place in the underground caverns, which some believe was a UFO. The mysterious discovery inside has never been adequately explained. Were the bizarre prints and anomalies just an elaborate hoax? Or did the stunned archaeologists uncover compelling evidence of extraterrestrial presence previously hidden for centuries? What are your thoughts on this tantalizing discovery? Let us know in the comments. Number 5. Ancient human dog companionship. A stunning archaeological find in France's Chauvet Cave provided remarkable evidence that humans and wolves were already cooperating in Paleolithic times, long before domestication. Preserved in calcite deposits were parallel tracks of footprints dating back 26,000 years. The print trail clearly reveals a barefoot child walking side by side with a wolf or dog deep within the cave system. This profoundly challenges assumptions about early human relationships with wild canids. The tracks indicate a child around 8 to 10 years old, venturing over 150 feet into the darkness accompanied by a wolf or a dog. Charcoal marks along the way show where the pair paused so the child could tend to their flickering torch. It's easy to envision the scene. The brave child explorer leading the way with a flame held high, tailed by a loyal canid companion peering ahead from the shadows. Analyzing the prints, the canid's paw prints match the child's footsteps and stride length as if moving in synchrony. This poignant snapshot provides tangible evidence that our prehistoric ancestors and wolves cooperated, trusted each other, and forged meaningful bonds long before any formal domestication. Rather than capturing, this discovery shows humans likely forged connections with wild canids out of natural mutual understanding, curiosity, and shared interests. This nuanced relationship predates agriculture's rise. Together, humans and wolves were accomplished hunters, a team blending intelligence and raw power. Chauvet's prints remain a touching reminder that beneath our modern trappings, we share an ancient kinship with wild beasts that still resonates through time. Number 4. The Crystallized Human Sacrifice. Deep within the darkness of Actun Tunachil Muknal Cave in western Belize lies a haunting remnant of ancient Maya religious rituals. The skeletal remains of a 17-year-old boy sacrificed around 1200 CE, now entirely encrusted in crystal calcite. This sacrifice victim, dubbed the Crystal Maiden, offers a chilling glimpse into the elaborate ceremonies and spiritual beliefs of the ancient Maya who inhabited this region between 200 to 900 CE. According to Maya cosmology, caves like Actun Tunachil Muknal were sacred portals into Xibalba, the terrifying underworld realm of their gods. To appease these deities and court their favor, the Maya offered ceremonial gifts, including human sacrifices. Within the cave, archaeologists found altars littered with shattered pottery and stone blades used in rituals. Scattered amongst these relics lay the skeletons of sacrificial victims, both youth and adults, evident by remains of individuals from ages ranging from infants to the elderly. The most haunting discovery was the crystallized corpse of a young male in his late teens. Though initially thought to be female and dubbed the Crystal Maiden, later analysis of the pelvis confirmed the skeleton was male. His bones and skull are entirely encased within thick calcite crystal formations, giving him an eerie frozen appearance. His crumpled body lies face down on the cave floor, with his shattered vertebrae indicating his spine was broken during the sacrifice, likely by priests, to immobilize him. His ghostly crystal-coated remains provoke both horror and fascination, offering vivid insights into ancient Maya beliefs that now seem alien to our modern secular understanding. While stomach-turning today, human sacrifices were an integral part of Maya spirituality and worship rituals. By terminating lives at sacred cave sites, the Maya offered sustenance and vitality to the gods residing in the primordial darkness of Xibalba. While their beliefs held spiritual significance in their era, the chilling sacrificial practices of the ancient Maya underscore the cultural gulf separating us from past civilizations. Yet Actun Tunachil Muknal continues to entice visitors, serving as a portal transporting us back through time to glimpse the rites of a vanished culture. Number 3. Cave paintings of ancient aliens. Tucked amidst the rural badlands near Charama, India, are a series of extraordinary cave paintings dating back approximately 10,000 years. These vivid frescoes depict otherworldly humanoid figures bearing uncanny similarities to modern depictions of extraterrestrials and alien visitors, fueling heated debate about their meaning and origins. Though interpretations vary wildly, the curious drawings provide insight into the symbolism and spiritual beliefs of our prehistoric ancestors. The Charama cave art was created using simple yet strikingly vivid ochre pigments in shades of red and orange that have endured over the millennia. Human-like figures are rendered in detail with large oval-shaped heads, exaggerated almond-shaped eyes, absence of noses and mouths, and what appear to be weapons or tools in their hands. In modern times, the curiously futuristic-looking characters have earned comparisons to alien beings wielding ray guns and spacecraft seen in science fiction. Some UFO enthusiasts argue the paintings literally show ancient aliens who once visited Earth and became immortalized by primitive peoples who revered them as gods. However, more critical examination argues the aliens likely held mythological or shamanic significance for Stone Age hunter-gatherer cultures centered on animism and animal spirits. Prehistoric cave sites worldwide contain similar themes reflecting traditions tied to fertility, visions, and the afterlife. The Charama images offer clues to the spiritual cosmology and visionary realities experienced by humans over 10 millennia ago, even if their beliefs seem bizarrely alien through our secular modern lens. While their ultimate meaning is ambiguous, the Charama cave paintings remain an evocative portal glimpsing Paleolithic minds. Our tech-obsessed culture seems a universe removed from Stone Age spirituality, yet echoes of our ancestors' psyche still resonate. A humbling reminder we remain tied to old ways of thought lurking beneath the surface of our rational modern veneer. Number 2. The mysterious Longu Caves. Carved beneath the rolling hills along the Ling River within China's Zhejiang province lies the mystifying complex of the Longu Caves. Since their discovery in 1992, the origin and puzzling construction of these immense artificial caverns have confounded scientists, giving rise to tantalizing theories. Spanning over 50,000 square meters, the Longu Caves contain a network of 24 intersecting domed chambers, the largest reaching heights of over 30 meters. What is remarkable about the caves is there are no historical records of their creation, and no obvious signs of the tools or techniques used to excavate them. The grottos feature smoothly cut walls, ceilings, pillars, niches, and stone carvings with a high level of engineering sophistication. The cave's religious importance is evident from Buddhist imagery and inscriptions adorning the walls. Complex drainage systems preclude the site from being simply for mining, nor do the caves resemble naturally occurring karstic caverns. While scouted as a tourist destination since the 1990s, today most of the caves are closed to visitors as archaeologists attempt to date and decipher their cryptic history. Proposed dates for construction range wildly from ancient times to the 19th century Qing dynasty. Among the most popular theories are the caves being legacy projects of the ancient Yue state around 500 BCE, bases for imperial soldiers, or underground tombs. However, definitive evidence linking the caves to any specific period remains elusive. The scale of the Longu Caves implies an immense organized workforce, remarkable engineering, and motives important enough to justify moving over 1 million cubic meters of stone. Their full purpose and creators continue to be profound mysteries. Number 1. Sicilian winemaking origins. The discovery of 6,000-year-old wine residue in terracotta jars from Italy's Finicito cave rewrote history, revealing winemaking existed in Sicily 3,000 years earlier than previously realized. This finding challenged assumptions that wine arrived later with 8th century BCE Greek colonists. Instead, Copper-Age Sicilians were producing wine as early as 4000 BCE. In the 2020 study, researchers identified tartaric acid deposits inside jars excavated from the coastal cave. Tartaric acid is a chemical biomarker produced during grape fermentation and wine storage. These ancient trace elements provide decisive proof the vessels originally held wine. The early Sicilians likely fermented local grapes in clay jars as elsewhere in the Mediterranean. However, Before this study, such sophisticated winemaking was thought impossible at this early date. The discovery highlights the innovation and sophistication of early Sicilian culture, even before the Greeks arrived. Producing wine from grapes requires harvesting at optimal ripeness, extracting juices, initiating natural yeast fermentation, and then preservation. Residue analysis offers a chemical snapshot of this 6,000-year-old craft. Sicily's archaeologically confirmed winemaking legacy is now 6,000 years long and counting. Finucito Cave overlooks modern Salemi, where rolling vineyards still thrive. The Copper Age vintners probably traded overseas just as Sicilians do today. Cyprus and Egypt were likely clients, spreading the fame of early Sicilian wines across the Mediterranean. This small cave by the sea has yielded insights with enormous implications, proving Sicily was a dominant pioneer in shaping Europe's wine culture since prehistory. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.